The thing will run out of batteries on the friggin' highway, you know? It's just, it's crap, folks. I mean, what you're getting sold right now is the oldest trick in the book, and the devil's been using it for thousands of years, and it's always to make the grass greener on the other side, and really what's underneath that grass
is a mud pit.
Exactly.
Mire.
It's disgusting.
So,
I mean, and that's what they're doing.
What this country had, it'll never return to. And if you haven't come to realize that yet, then you're one of those, what we like to call the optimists.
Yeah.
Who still have their head in the sand, much like an ostrich does when he's afraid.
So
pretty similar reaction. You're just afraid, so you stick your head in the sand and hope that you live out your days in peace.
Yeah.
Before you end up having to actually make a stand.
Yeah.
Well, if you're so afraid to make a stand, perhaps God will give you the desires of your heart, and you can live out your days in peace, or in fear, which will also be played out in fear with your head in the sand, because they already are.
Yeah.
As long as everything remains hunky-dory, and I can take my 2 vacations a year and take my trip out to here or there, whatever.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, folks, that we're trying to tell you.
I got my internet, and I got my Dish Network.
Yes, and
I got my collection of I've got my 18,000 movies on this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, I can. Yeah,
and I got my video games, and I got my Xbox, and I got my Wii, and I got my my PS3.
And you're comfortable living.
Yes.
Somebody's got to pay for that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in this country living way above their means.
Exactly.
Without the way to pay for it. And they don't have the skills to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm talking about you vermin in the gutter that collect a welfare check, and then we're stuck picking up the tab, doing all your work that you should be doing. You vermin should be sweeping the gutters up. You should be picking the crap up in the parks. You should be stripping furniture. You should be sanding stuff. You should be learning a trade. But no. We got to do everything because you're too fucking lazy to get your head out of your ass.
Well, there's a shortage. There's a shortage of people.
Yeah. So they hire the illegal aliens, and these people are basically slaves. They're
45 million babies aborted in this country since Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
How many more mouths to feed would there be had that not gone through? Well, granted, there's still going to be abortions. There's still going to be wickedness done.
Oh, yeah.
But when the government says, hey, it's okay, and let's facilitate disobedience to God.
Yeah, if it feels good, do it in the road. That's what their philosophy is.
Yeah, so what? You didn't want a baby? Just kill it. So you're not ready for a kid? Just kill it.
Yeah, and then, you know what?
Maybe your parents should have done that with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because apparently they weren't ready for babies. Yeah. Because they raised a bunch of schmucks.
Bunch of chinless wonders, bunch of weaklings. I've never seen anything like it.
Cowards.
I get pissed off every day at the news. At least I have enough balls to stand up.
These pro-choice factions make me sick because they're preying on the most innocent and defenseless people in our nation, which is the unborn children.
Yeah. They don't even have
they're not really, and then they make these lame arguments. They're not even alive yet but they have a heart that beats. You can if they're not alive, but yet you can kill it by cutting off its blood flow from the mother. There's this thing called an umbilical cord which connects the mother to the child. Yeah. That's the only bond. Yeah. That's the bond right there. Yeah. You cut that bond, or you chemically induce that bond to freeze up in any way, and you kill the child. Yeah. But you don't kill the mother. Maybe you make the mother sick, but anybody that murders their own baby, they deserve whatever problems come after that. They've earned that. Okay? Just like a murderer or a man who goes out and steals for a living, and then eventually one day he's wondering why everything he owns was stolen from him.
Yeah, and then, you guys...
And you wonder why... Yeah. It's just asinine that people think the way they do.
And you know what? It's not these people, The thing is you're not going to have to answer to a judge on this. Okay?
And I didn't mean for this to turn into a pro-life debate or a pro-life versus, whatever. Yeah. Because we could sit here and have this argument all day. They're always going to be little demonically controlled pricks who are going to be out there saying things like, oh, we need to, give more options to these mothers and let them, give them new ways to kill their children.
Oh, yeah, like offer abortions in colleges now. Well, isn't the institutes of lower living low enough? I mean, how low do you have to go? I mean, they're just communist.
I think if you're pro-choice like that, what you ought to do, really, is why don't you go get yourself a hysterectomy when you turn, when you're 15 years old. Go ahead and just have a hysterectomy done.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to worry about breeding.
Yeah, and we don't have to deal with your obnoxious offspring.
That would at least eliminate the fact of, you wouldn't be guilty of such a grave sin.
Yeah. At least then, you're taken out of the gene pool.
Not to say nothing's that's not unforgivable, because it is forgivable.
It is. It is, but it requires a little thing called repentance. It requires a little thing called humility and humbleness, It's not like, oh, well, I'm just going to say, oh, please forgive me, and then go and do it in the road some more. That's not what it requires.
You can't so many people hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Or what they think is rock bottom.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people in this country have never really truly hit rock bottom. You need to go travel and go to some other parts of the world if you want to see people who are really poor and really have it tough.
Yeah.
Because the poorest in this country still they might live in trailers or crappy little month lease apartments or whatever, but they still have TVs and refrigerators.
Okay? Yeah, microwaves.
They still have a microwave and an oven, or at least something to cook their food with, and something to keep their food cold.
Some of these schmucks even drive around Cadillac Escalades, and they have more gold hanging around their neck than half the rappers in Hollywood. And yet they're on food stamps, they're on welfare, they're on Section 8, and yet they're driving around a brand new $30,000. Oh, God, yes. Yeah, and they're getting money under the table from all the drugs they're selling, So, I mean, what are we doing? And you wonder why it's going to fall apart?
Well, you got too many people taking and not enough people giving.
Well, we're going to be under judgment, and what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a big war, or something's going to happen, and this issue will be addressed one way or another. Whether you decide to address it on your own, which is what God wants you to do. He wants you to address this kind of thing on your own accord with Him. But if you don't want to do it, He's just going to intervene.
He can address the issues.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yes, and he's really good at doing that. I mean, we just heard a guy on Michael Savage's show during our break, and this guy was a hardened mafioso guy, all right? And God reached him, and he repented, and this guy could have died in prison, but he was saved and made it. So if he could even reach a guy that killed many, many people and was a total vermin and turn him around, then he could reach even the Occupy vermin.
He could even reach Uncle Jay.
Yeah, Uncle Jay, which, I doubt he's listening to the show because he probably thinks we're not nuanced enough. It looks like we do have some hardcore listeners listening to it, which is good. And, I would open up the phone lines, but we've been having like I said, we've been having those technical issues, and for some weird reason, we haven't been getting, the phone lines working right. But I am addressing that issue, so one of these days we'll have a guest on, or, be able to field your calls and debate you. So, or, listen to what you got to say. So either way. But what else do you want to cover here, Jay, before we end up the we got one more segment after actually this is our final segment. We got about
5 minutes.
Yeah, I've got about 7 minutes left in this segment.
7 minutes, 19 viewers right now. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
we're not making any money doing this. This is all, this is kind of the
this is
something we just like to do.
Yeah. In a way, I mean, we're kind of doing a service to you guys because we're acting like sirens where the alarm system's going, wake up, you schmucks!
And if any of you, are we looking for a producer?
Yeah, we are actually actively seeking a producer, somebody that wants to come into the studio.
Help write this out because we are going to streamline this.
Yeah, we are.
Format, we're trying to we got it down to an hour.
Yeah.
Pretty much an hour broadcast and
yeah,
maybe a little bit more than an hour, but
yeah, but what we want to do is break it up. I mean, I don't want to just sit here and do politics all the time. I mean,
hey, well, we can cover some sports.
Oh yeah, why not? Why not? We got.
I heard this morning. I mean, that a lot of people probably already know about it, but
yeah,
the Broncos are throwing the towel in on Tim Tebow, and they've acquired Peyton Manning as their quarterback.
But Peyton's he's old.
Yeah,
he's kind of washed up, man.
I'm a Bronco fan.
Yeah, obviously.
I love Tebow. I love what he did here. And maybe this isn't the end for him, but to me, that spells likely trade scenario.
Yeah.
Because I don't get it. I don't get it why you would turn your back on this kid after the year he had.
Yeah, and he was good.
They had some lucky wins, some improbable
yeah.
comeback victories that you couldn't have scripted them any better.
Yeah.
I was at the Bears game last year when they're down 10-0 with 3 minutes to go, and we get a 59-yard field goal, and then some boneheaded play by the Chicago Bears, which ends up resulting in the Bronco win.
Yeah.
And you can't dismiss what the guy did for this franchise, and to me, he's always going to be tied here because Tebow mania.
Yes.
I mean, it was elevated to a new level.
Yes, and
it was big when he was in Florida in college, winning 2 national titles, winning the Heisman, all the hoopla, the Bible verses under the eyes, and it gained a lot of attention nationally speaking.
Yeah. And
I just can't believe that they're that quick. There's no loyalty anymore.
He's a guy that actually made faith cool, and I like making faith cool. It's actually kind of cool to be the counterculture, to be, I like it.
If that's counterculture, I don't know. I don't read too much into the.
Yeah, well, you see, everybody in this American culture is into this whole Baalist, Satan worshiping, synagogue of Satan crap hole.
Without even knowing it.
Without even knowing it. Yeah.
Most people probably don't even realize that they're running around with these peace sign shirts, and they don't even know what that symbol stands for.
No.
That's another topic for another show. We're talking sports right now, and what we're talking is Denver Broncos.
Okay.
Peyton Manning is a Denver Bronco.
Right.
As of this morning, Chris Mortensen reported it.
So what was the deal? How much money?
Well, we haven't heard about the deal yet. As far as I know, they're still hashing that out. Okay. But he came out and said, I made my choice. I'm going with the Broncos. From one horse to another, I guess.
Well, I think, more power to him. I just hope he can fill those shoes because, I mean, Tebow was
he's one of the
leaders of
this
team.
But Peyton Manning's been an effective leader for the Colts for a decade and a half.
Yeah.
Since 1998, he's been in control of the team. He's pretty much he's ran the offense. He's ran it well. They won a Super Bowl. They went to another one.
Right.
Had him in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
That's great. But coming off of a neck surgery, boy, they have got to be. John Elway and the head coach, John Fox, must have really liked what they saw when they went down there and saw him throw the ball.
Yeah.
In North Carolina last Friday because, boy, a guy that's had neck surgery.
Yeah.
That's a rough deal to come back from.
Yeah, that's not easy.
All you Bronco fans out there, send us some comments. Tell me what you think about this.
Yeah.
Because I think and the fickle Denver Bronco fans, oh, man. Y'all make me sick.
Yeah.
Y'all make me sick to my stomach. You're the same ones that were probably booing Orton and wanting Tebow in are now saying out with Tebow and in with Peyton Manning. Oh, yeah. Now we got this guy. We could trade Tebow away And we might be missing out on a decade of solid play, solid football play. Maybe not the